Hello, this is Brother Johnny Williams with another edition of In the Word. Tonight is Bible study night, and the topic of this Bible study will be iniquity. Now, in order for us to get a proper understanding of iniquity, not inequity, but iniquity, we need to read a few scriptures in the Bible to set a few examples to set the foundation, so to speak, of this class tonight. So we're actually going to be in Exodus, and we're going to be in Numbers. We're going to read a few scriptures there, and then we're going to stop and we're going to have a general discussion on those two scriptures. So I'm going to give you a minute to get your Bibles open. Let's go to Exodus 20. We're going to read from verse 3 through 6 and 34, verse 7 through 8. So let me give you a minute, get your Bibles open, and we'll begin. Okay, we're going to start again on Exodus chapter 20, and we're going to start at verse 3 and go through 6. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Let's read that one more time. For I am the Lord, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children until the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Okay, now we're going to read verse 7 through 8. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Let's stop right there. I'm sorry. Made a mistake there. We need to go to chapter 34 and read verse 7 through 8. We all make mistakes. Okay, we're in 34, and we're going to get to verse 7. And again, it's actually stating the same thing again here, but just to show the importance, and again, to lay the foundation for this class, I want to make sure that I hit it very well here, to, as I say, to drive it home. So, 7, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgressions and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children until the third and the fourth generation. Now, before we get into an in-depth discussion on this, I need to take you to one more chapter in the Bible, and we're going to read again, just to show you, or to put the right, I use the word sting on those two verses that we wrote about God, how jealous and just how he will turn his wrath on you if you do not follow his commandments, if you add something to his commandments or take something away from them. So again, now we need to go to Numbers, and we're going to read verse 10 through 13, chapter 32 in Numbers. And we're going to find 10, and we're going to read 10 and 13. And the Lord's anger was kindled the same time, and he sware, saying, surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham and unto Isaac and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed the Lord. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. We're going to stop right there. We're going to go back to Exodus, verse 3 through 6. Now, let's make sure that we understand iniquity. Wrongdoings, wicked spirit, wicked thoughts, iniquities. Now, what I really want to drive home here is I hear people all the time. I'm having so many problems. I just can't seem to get anything going right. I just don't understand what's going on. It may be the Lord kindling his anger against you. As it says, he will visit the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, 3 to 4 generations. Now, I got a word of caution here. I want you women, I want you to listen too. It's not just men that raise a family. You are included in that also. Your iniquities. He will visit your iniquities upon your children and your children's children. Now, you may think that's kind of harsh. Not harsh. You have an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-merciful, all-forgiving God. All you have to do is realize you have made a mistake, understand what you have to do in order for him to grant you forgiveness. That's all you have to do. And he will forgive you. But there are consequences to you not following his instructions. And now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want some things that I have done to haunt my children, for God to punish my children. Again, he made Israel wander in the wilderness for 40 years. Anybody 20 years old and upward. Now, if you're 20 years old and you wander 40 years, I mean, you're 60, almost 70 years old. Why did he do that? Why did God start at 20 years old? Well, let's get a little example here. What if he hadn't? If he hadn't have punished that generation, if he hadn't made them wonder until all the people that had done wicked things, not following his statutes and his commandments, they'd have been left there, and it would have just spread like a cancer over and over and over again. And God knew what he had to do in order to remedy that. Usually when you get sick or you have to go to the hospital, or you have some kind of infection or whatever, they give you medicine to clear it out. Well, that's what God did to his people. He cleared that infection, so to speak. He cleared that out of his people so his people could get whole and well again. Again, so to speak. So to put it where we can understand it, put it simply. Excuse me. Now, let's get back to us today. Sometimes some of these things that happen to us is God visiting your iniquities. You need to learn to humble yourself. Now, it can be reversed. It can be turned around. But you have to learn what to do in order to get it turned around. That means get closer to God. Pray to him. Humble yourself and pray to him for help and strength sincerely. And he will hear you. And that anger will go away. And you'll see things starting to get better. Not only for you, but for your family, Or I want to use the word your entire land. Anything connected to you. I'm going to go back again. I really, really want you women to understand this. Again, when it says visiting the iniquities of the fathers, I'm going to go back again. I'm going to cover this one more time. It is not just the fathers. Again, man's not alone. I don't run my household alone. My wife is here with me. And she shares in the good times, in the bad times of any decision that I may make. We make decisions together. But if I make a decision, if I step out there and I make a decision for the household, and it may not be the right decision, it's just not going to be me suffering. It's going to be her and anything connected to my land that suffers. That's why I try to pray. Not try, I do pray and ask for guidance. And Lord, anoint me so that I may make the proper decisions every day. It is, I hate to use a big word, it is imperative that we understand the things that happen to us in our lives. We have children that have just gone astray. Stop and think. Is it you? Is it your fault? You know, see, sometimes we want to put the blame on everyone but ourselves. And if you continue to do that, the answer will never manifest itself to you because you're constantly deflecting. You're deflecting by not wanting to admit maybe it's my fault that these things are happening. Maybe I'm not walking with God the way I'm supposed to be walking with him. If I profess to be a man and a woman of God, reevaluate, ask, pray. Again, change those wicked ways, seek his face. He will hear you. And he will heal you. I was asked to say a prayer for a family member. And I've thought about it, 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 and I've thought about it. And this is this is how I'm going to go about this. Because it's not just this individual that's hurting from a problem that has arisen. The problem is very widespread. Again, it happens every day. And let me tell you a story where you can understand and kind of grasp what I'm about to say here. I've been out in the world a long time. I've seen a lot of things. There are things that I've done that I'm not happy about. But again, I've prayed about it and asked forgiveness and I moved on. But those things, I still retain those things. And whenever I get a chance to try to teach or talk to someone about some of these things I'm about to talk to you about, I want to make sure I'm giving them sound advice. And I want them to understand that I've been there and I've done that. Now, here's the story. I had a friend when I was out there, so to speak, running the streets, doing wrong things, selling drugs. And some of the things that I've seen this person do, so-called having fun, now Actually, it disgusted me then. There were things that I just did not partake of when I was running the streets, when I was doing wrong. It wasn't in me. But one of the most amazing things happened one day. I walked up on my friend and his head was down. And I asked him, what's wrong? It's my daughter, man. It's my daughter. She's doing this and she's doing that. Man, what is she doing? I mean, she's over here with these guys and they're just doing this and she's just doing, some of anything. And I looked at him. Do you realize the things that you did? It was okay when you did it. When you were doing those things, that was somebody's daughter that you were with. That was somebody's child that you was with. But now that it's your child, you're hurt. What about that child's parents? Were they hurt? Your iniquities. What I want any person that's going through things to know, I want you to feel me on this. There's always help for you. Don't ever doubt that there's always help. There's always somebody that will help you. To the people that are suffering because of things that their children are doing, there's always help. But let me tell you something. Sometimes we have to do more than pray. Let me explain that. You heard me use this term, tough love. Sometimes we have to do things that will break our heart, but it's for the better. And you have to be strong to follow it through to the end. As they say, keep your eye on the prize. If you want things to be better, sometimes, brother and sister, it's not easy climbing that mountain. Not going to be easy. You might reach for a handhold and slip, and you may fall down 20 or 30 feet. Make it hurt. Are you going to get back up and go again? Are you going to get back up and go again? I tell you, I slipped a lot of times. Both hands have slipped and both feet have slipped, and I fell a long ways and I've gotten so hurt. But my resolve is sound and strong. My faith in the Lord is strong. And I pray, Lord, help me. I slip. And I go to climbing that mountain again. I may get up a little further. I may slip again. But every time I fall, I'm not going to blame God for me falling. I'm going to humble myself and I'm going to pray and I'm going to go to climbing that mountain again. Now, I want you to integrate this into your thinking. Sometimes we give up. You can't give up. Don't you ever give up. Let the name Gladys Thomas be spoken today with love, honor, and respect. That old lady told me, boy, you give out, but you don't give up. You may run out of breath. You may lay down there and you may pad and you may But while you're down there, you pray, you keep your resolve strong, you get up and you keep marching and you keep going. That's the only way that you're going to prevail. Well, in life, again, I always talk about the devil being busy. He throws all kinds of curveballs at you. He's trying to knock you down where you won't get back up. But I'm here to tell you, I don't care how far you fall. I don't care how hurt you are. I don't care who tells you you can't do this. I don't care how many against you. You got one that's in your corner. You go back there to that corner, you get your pep talk, and you come back out fighting. You got God in your corner. Listen to him. Pray to him. And he will be there for you every time. Take it from me. It works. I like to end it on a soft note because sometimes it seems that I'm beating up my followers and my listeners. That is not my intention, brothers and sisters. My intention is a new way of teaching and preaching where I can clearly get through to you. I really want you to understand because I care. And again, it may sound crazy, but I want to see each and every one of you in heaven. I believe, I always have, there is a spiritual life. And again, in that spiritual life, it says that when you get there, there are going to be streets paved with gold. Everybody has a mansion. No more sickness, no more death, no more wicked ways. Everything be beautiful, peace and harmony forever and ever and ever. Now, if that one thing, if you're a man and woman of God, if that one thing doesn't get you to thinking and doesn't get you on the right path, I don't know what will. If you're tired of these things that are happening here, you have peace of mind knowing that you can get to a place that these things will not happen anymore. And all those beautiful things that you dreamed of, all those glorious times that you want to have with your family and your friends, you can have them forever and ever and ever. Think about that. In closing, we're getting better all the time. We're getting better all the time. We aren't what we ought to be, but we're better than we used to be. You know why? Because we have a made up mind. Thank you, and God bless you.